The best way I know to manifest abundance is to change how you think. To realize that our cup runneth over. It's not about what I get. It's about how I feel about what I have. And this was taught to me by the people in Rishikesh. From the time we're very young, we are trained to be successful, whether in academics, whether in sports, whether in how we look, whether socially, financially, whatever pathway we want to walk on. And in many cases, it's all of them. We should be rich. We should be beautiful. We should be popular. We should have the corner office of the, CEO's office or the president's office. And we've got what I call this definition of success. And the dilemma with that is there's nothing wrong with having money. There's nothing wrong with being the president or the CEO of a company. Nothing wrong with being beautiful and popular. By all means, no problem, have it. The problem arises when that is our definition of success, and when it becomes that which we are working toward, running toward. Because it takes us deeper and deeper into what we speak of as Maya. Illusion, ignorance, agyan, avidya, the absence of, the opposite of. Truth, of wisdom, of awareness. One of my favorite stories is of a man who goes for holiday, a businessman, a very successful businessman. And he goes for holiday in this tropical village. Could be here in the Bahamas, but it's a fishing village, not a beautiful vegetarian ashram like this. It's a fishing village. And he's walking along the beach and he sits down under a tree to watch the ocean. And he sees a boat come in, and off the boat, a local villager gets off the boat, ties it, and comes and sits under the same tree. And the businessman says to the fisherman, "So what do you do?" Fisherman says, "I fish." And the businessman says, "Well, it's only 11 in the morning. Why are you sitting under a tree? Why aren't you out fishing?" And the fisherman says, "Well, because I'm done with my fishing for the day. I went out for a few hours, collected what we need. We'll cook it up for lunch. We'll trade some of that with the neighbors for things that they have, and then I'll take a nap and spend some time with my family in the afternoon." And the businessman says, No, you've got it all wrong. Instead of coming in at 11 o'clock, you need to fish all day long. And you need to get more and more and more fish. The fisherman says, "Well, what would I do with them all?" He says, "Well, you'd sell them. And in the money that you'd get from selling them, then you would buy more boats. And then you could hire people to fish for you. And when they would fish for you, then you would make even more money. And with the more money, you'd get more boats and you could hire more people." And the fisherman says, "And then what?" And the boatman says, "And this is the best part then. Because then you would have to barely fish at all. Then you could just, go out for a little bit in the mornings and come back and have lunch with your family and nap in the afternoon and sit under the trees and watch the waves and spend time with your family." The fisherman naturally is quite confused because that's exactly what he's doing now. Exactly what he's doing now, but in what in Hindi we would say, "Pura chakkar laga ke wapas aa gaya." Gone in circles, just to end up back exactly where he is. The definition of success that most of us have is a definition that takes us, in so many cases, away from having time to meditate, having time to do yoga, having time to read scripture, to introspect, to be with family, to be in nature, to do seva. We're constantly running. Gotta get more, get more, get more. And then, because of course then the result of the success is then I get to finally stop working, retire, hire people to do it for me so that I can meditate, take a walk on the beach, do some seva, be in nature, chant kirtan, read inspirational books. The best way I know to manifest abundance is to change how you think. To realize that our cup runneth over. It's not about what I get. It's about how I feel about what I have. And this was taught to me by the people in Rishikesh. As I looked at their level of joy, of peace, of ecstasy. So I realized there was a secret here to happiness that no one I knew had. And when I was back visiting in LA after being in India for some time, I'm a scientist. I'm a scientist by academic history, by heart, by love. I still love science. Science and spirituality overlap in a lot of really fun places. They are not opposites, as a lot of us think. We do not have to choose between science and spirituality. They're different ways into the same river of truth. So I decided to do a scientific experiment. And the experiment was around happiness. And I spoke to about 7, 8, 10 people I knew, all of whom I knew well personally. Some were friends, some were family members, who had attained the absolute highest level of success as deemed by our definition of success in our society. So a tenured professor at Stanford, a billionaire chairman of the board of one of Forbes' main companies, fortune companies. A successful Hollywood actress, a singer with a song in the top 10 on the radio at a time when people still listen to the radio. Somebody who played professional basketball, the LA Lakers. And in talking to all of these people, I didn't tell them, of course, I was doing a study, but in talking to them, chatting with them, I asked them the question of my study, and the question was, are you happy? Are you happy? And what I got was either, I will be happy when, fill in the blank. They all had different blanks. So things like the kids grow up and go off to college, or my husband works less and we have more time together, or I can squeeze back into the jeans that I wore last year, whatever it is. I will be happy when, or I would be happy if. People at the absolute pinnacle of what everyone in the rest of the world is running to get to. And they are still one thing away from happiness, at least one thing. And it just reinforced for me now on this scientific level that definition of success had it all wrong.